much debate, but we'll see. Hello, everybody. For today's video, we are once again doing a tier ranking, this time for husbandos, in honor of myself and Sean celebrating our wedding anniversary. We thought this would be a good way to celebrate. And we did the waifu chat recently, so feels we need to have the counterparts to really make it complete. And I think we're just going to probably just jump right in. But does anybody think that there's going to be some disagreements, or are we thinking we're going to have a lot of agreements? I don't know. Christy has some interesting picks for today.
I think the most is just the ones that I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I have one surprise that I'm pretty excited for. But
yeah, I think Enrique will end up agreeing with one of Sean. So we've got our list of husbando candidates here. It's a pretty big list, but we want to make sure everybody gets a good look. So we're going to go back to this frame as we discuss each individual character. And I think last week, since we started with that we got to start with Lloyd, right? We have to start with Lloyd. Do I even need to ask where he goes, or no? Silence. No. I feel like everybody knows.
D tier, right?
Oh. I'll go ahead and start with Christy, and we'll work our way down to my end of the line here. Christy, where would you put Lloyd Forger?
Oh, okay. I'll be honest. He is not actually S tier for me. Like as a spy. That's why I was like, why start with me? No, but as a Spy Family character, I love him. He's an S tier character in Spy Family. But in terms of all of the husbandos in the world, he's A. He's A.
Okay. All right.
Can I actually ask something? I had this in the back of my mind. I meant to mention it before we even started, but can we get like a general husbando definition? You know, what are we looking for? You know, do we have like what are the vibes?
It's a good. What would you define, Christy? Because I feel like last time you kept us on track. We weren't just thirsting. We had to also ask, but are they a good waifu? So I think you're the good person to define this for these characters.
For the husbandos, I feel like it's just any character that, like any male character that I really enjoy. Would like them as a partner, as a father figure to your little one. Yeah, like just any character that I'm just like, yeah, I'll date them.
Okay, so that was
Christy's taste. Christy's taste is what we're using.
Yeah,
we gotta date them to find out.
Yeah, Christy, what do you look for? What do you look for in a partner exactly? You know, Sarah.
Oh, I mean, everyone's looking for different things. So
yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, what do you think? Not for Lloyd, but to answer Sean's question, what would you say is an important characteristic for a husbando to have?
I feel like I don't have anything specific. It's just
it's a feeling.
You know it when you see it.
Yes,
and we're seeing it on the screen right now.
Yes, we are. And I know
Enrique, do you have any specifics or no?
Yeah, they have to have a good job, provide for the little ones, like Christy said. They have to look somewhat decent. They got to have a Mercedes-Benz, their own plane, their own chopper, and they just got to dress to the nine. So Lloyd's the whole package right there. So D tier or S tier.
Have you guys heard that meme that's like, I'm looking for a guy in finance, 6'5", blue eyes or whatever? Like, that defines it.
That's Lloyd.
We were at the mall the other day, and there was this men's like formal wear shop, and in the window they had a green suit. I'll have to send it to you guys later. And I was like, I wonder if green suits have seen an uptick because of Spy Family, because I don't feel like I used to see green suits in windows as often. But anyway, Sean, do you have anything that you feel is important?
You know, I was looking for guidance, and I don't know if I got what I was looking for. So I'm looking for
you did.
hotness. That's what I'm looking for. Hot body.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
with
they
that
need,
being said, Lloyd is S tier for me.
I also feel like there needs to be a sense of confidence with these characters. It doesn't need to be arrogance, right? We don't want arrogant characters because that means they're not going to show up as good as partners. But we need them to be like confident and loving and caring, do whatever they have to do, which I feel like falls in line with what you were saying, Enrique. I maybe care a little less about whether they have a Mercedes and a chopper, but I still think Lloyd deserves to be S tier. So we have Sarah said S, I said S, Sean, you said S. Enrique.
I'll say S with the caveat that we know that he's often very confused by Anya. But I think a lot of fathers are often confused by their children. So, you know.
He hasn't
I'm
had
okay
time to
with-
get to know her.
I'm okay with him being S tier for you guys. Like that's totally fine. I'm just saying he's not
Just not S tier for
specifically
me.
like my.
Yeah,
he's
she
not
has her
my
own
type.
list already.
Yeah. Keeping track at home, like
Yeah.
I look forward. You know what? Because we're talking about who is considered S tier for Christy, maybe we should just jump straight into one of Christy's picks, shall we? Let's see.
Oh boy, which one are we doing first?
We'll do this one first. Christy, tell us why this character is S tier.
I love it.
I'm sorry. I love Garrus so much. Like I don't think there's a single character I thirst after harder than this man right here. Just like looking at him, I'm like, I have heart palpitations.
Are you gonna be okay?
I'm sorry, but he's
You're
so
right.
So can you tell us about this character? I don't know who this is.
You guys have never played Mass Effect?
No, I've
I never
always
got
heard
that
I
far.
need to.
I would have thought that you would really like Mass Effect L. It seems like your kind of game. But he is one of the characters that you can recruit, and he's on your team in Mass Effect. And there's like characters there's 3 games, right? And there's characters that come and go in each one. But Garrus is the one that's been there from the beginning. He sticks by you. His voice is so smooth and so like, oh, just when I hear it in my ears, I'm like, ugh. And I'll stop right there.
Smooth
So,
voice. He's been there
hold
for a
on.
while.
So he has the effect that Vi has on L, it sounds
Okay,
like.
hold on though.
Whenever you
Wait.
hear her face, whenever she says cupcake, aren't you just like swooning,
No,
just like how she is?
No, I'm not. I don't actually love the cupcake thing, I'll admit. But I do love Vi.
You don't like
And
it because
Vi-
she's saying it to Caitlin. You're just
No,
like, no.
I just
No.
don't. I don't like those kinds of nicknames personally. But she can. That's how much I like her, is that she can get away with it, and I'm like, I'll forgive it. But I don't love it actually. But okay, so I still feel like I don't really know anything about this character, Christy.
Okay, because in Mass Effect you get to date the characters, right? It's like you have to do those scenes to like really feel the full effect of them. And I also like that he's a little bit of a himbo too sometimes. Like there's a scene, I won't spoil it, but he's trying to compliment you, but you know, different species have different things that they see is attractive. So he's like not really sure how to compliment you in a way that is like that humans like.
Are you able to spoil what he ends up saying without? Is that an important plot detail, or?
I mean, it's not important plot, but it's like, you know, it's nice to discover and enjoy for yourself when you play the game.
I see. Okay. Well, I
Just look at him. Just look at him.
I am. I think.
I don't know if he passes the hotness test for me.
No.
Okay, you have to hear his voice. Thank you, Sarah.
So, okay, Christy, he is S tier for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Based off of the passion with which you spoke, Sarah, are you convinced he is also S tier?
I don't know about S, but I definitely give him A.
Okay. Do you know this character, or that purely was based off of? No. Okay.
No, okay. I love a nice voice, so that really got me.
It's true.
Okay, I
That's
gotta
true.
send you some clips, Sarah. I gotta send you.
Please do.
That's true. Enrique, where would you place this character?
Does he have a Mercedes?
Does he have
I mean-
Does he have his own
thing?
station? Yeah. Well, nah, he's going in
Can
B
he
tier for
provide
me.
for Enrique? Can he provide?
Yeah, could he
for Enrique?
provide for me? Well, what's his job status?
You know, he's a mercenary.
Oh, he went up to A tier. Mercenaries get paid bank. They got their own planes. You know this. Let's go. A tier.
Sean.
I don't know anything about the character, but I would feel bad robbing him of A tier at least status after such an impassioned plea.
I was gonna say B, but because we're gonna take your word for it and trust what you've had to say, we'll go ahead and put him in A. He might not stay at the top of A as we go through.
What's his name
Sarah.
again? I don't even remember what his name is.
Oh, Garrus
Garrus?
Vicarian.
Okay.
Do you feel like this shot represents him well?
I like it.
You like it? Okay. Sarah, I really wanted to make sure we get one of your favorites early in. Roy Mustang. Gasp.
So it might have been like a year ago. You asked me if I prefer Roy or Lloyd, and I think I decided that it's Roy.
Oh, dang. Okay, so he's not just S tier, but he's above Lloyd S tier.
He's the one.
He's the one.
That's the one.
Christy doesn't know about Roy Mustang's magnetism. So can you try to deliver to her something even close to what she delivered to the rest of us about her favorite character, her husbando?
Well, he also has a good voice, in my opinion.
Well, I think the perfect way, and I think we've said this before, is that Christy loves himbos, and he is the ultimate. And somehow, I'm not necessarily somebody who's a fan in this fashion of himbos, but somehow, despite his himbo status, he still is S tier for me. I love Roy Mustang. So if he can bridge the gap between himbo lovers and himbo neutralists, we still come together. There's a Venn diagram. Enrique, what do you think of Roy Mustang?
I like him. He would be a good husbando. I would put him in lower S tier just because it's raining outside.
Oh no! Stop it!
No.
That's why I would put him in lower S tier. But yeah, Lloyd is still top right now. For now.
Okay. Sean, where would you place him?
I was actually gonna say A until Enrique just reminded me that Roy is occasionally in touch with his emotions. So I'm gonna say S tier.
Okay. So Christy, just having heard about him, where would you place him?
I mean, I believe you guys. I've seen like pictures and clips of Full Metal here and there, and every time I see this guy, I'm just like, ooh, he's hot. So
I'm a fan.
I'm like, there's like certain things where you haven't seen yet, but you have an idea of how you would feel once you do watch it. I'm like, I just know he's gonna be a character that I will really love.
He is a bit of a flirt, I will say. That's
even better. That's also my type.
Well, like, do you want him to be flirting a lot even if you're with him?
Well, see, this is why I love Adolin, right? He is a flirt, but he's also so stupid. That's what makes him so endearing.
I don't think Mustang's stupid, I will say. I think he puts on a stupid front, and I think he has a boyish charm to him that he just can't help but resist being really stupid sometimes. But in actuality, I think he's quite the schemer. I think for me, it's difficult because on surface level, I think maybe I like Lloyd. I mean, it's just difficult because Lloyd's always focused on his mission. You know what I mean? And I feel like Mustang, he is also, but his feelings towards other people are genuine, where Lloyd's kind of like the mission. So I don't know where to place him. Sean, you pick. Is he ahead of Lloyd or behind? Sarah said ahead. And Enrique, I forget, you said behind Lloyd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard. I mean, I think they're both very dedicated to their missions, their respective missions. But I think, I don't know. I could see Lloyd dropping his mission for his family before Mustang. I feel like Mustang is like very dedicated to the cause.
That's true. That's a good point.
I think Mustang would sacrifice everything. I don't know if Lloyd's there.
I think that's true. All right. Next up, I think we have to have a Sean and Enrique pick. Prince Robot. So I feel like I can't tell if Christy is instantly happy.
She looks intrigued. He's intrigued.
She's like, oh my. She's
Hello.
We had to make sure we got a PG shot of him also.
That is true. There's a lot of...
I want to see the other one.
Dude, there are some R-rated images of Prince Robot.
The full name is Prince Robot the Fourth. So are you gonna find some? You're gonna find some stuff.
Yeah, she's already typing.
Have you seen?
I would put him in A tier.
Okay.
Because of certain things that he does that I don't like, but yeah, A tier is where I would drop him in.
Okay, Sean, he was one of your picks that you wanted on this list. So where would you place him?
Well, okay, so he's a prince, so he's got money, he's got status. He is a family man. He at the beginning, by the way, he's from Saga. I'll say that. So he from the beginning has to go on a mission, but he really just wants to get back to his family, get back to his son and his wife.
Oh, he's married.
He's married.
His wife is pregnant, and he wants to be there to see the baby born, right? At the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's a war hero, although he is dealing with some issues, some unresolved issues there. But kind of he's got a little bit of a bad boy streak too, though. You know, like he kind of does what he wants, but it's all in the name of seeing his family again. So I don't know.
Is he A or S tier for you?
I don't think he's S tier, but I think he's a solid A tier.
I might say B or C because some of the bad things that he does, like Enrique saying, are pretty bad. So I get that he cares about his family, but also he's not the best. Yeah, I might say low B or C.
I think he's a great, like, I think morally gray is kind of an overused term, but I think he actually is like a good morally gray character. You kind of root for him and then you feel bad.
Sarah, what are your thoughts upon hearing about this character?
I mean, he does look very dapper, which I enjoy. But hearing about that he's done questionable things, that leads me to think B tier.
And
to be fair, most of them on this list, I have a feeling, do questionable things. So
that's true.
50-50.
Well, we'll assess when we get to them, okay?
Okay.
He's a soldier in a war. Things happen.
Christy, where would you place him?
I was debating on whether or not to make a joke that I'm a questionable thing. So, well, so I just did. I have to ask, is that his real head?
That is his real head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then S tier, just based on.
I love it.
Okay, I think it maybe balances out total to like lower A, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead.
I
and
feel
place him.
good that I picked one that Christy liked. That's
Yeah.
Now I feel very
Yeah,
honored.
good,
Yeah.
good for you.
Okay, next up. Enrique, I'm very curious what you think of this character. I'm pretty sure you love this character. Trevor Belmont from Castlevania. Wow,
I
you're
think I was like
speechless.
in the order. Yeah. I thought it was a different character, to be honest. I was just like, Trevor Belmont, I did like, but not enough to put in S tier.
Okay.
Maybe high A. It's been a while since I watched the show.
Don't worry, there's other Castlevania characters on here too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just slightly worried.
Sean, where would you place Trevor Belmont?
He is hot. He's got a good voice. But when I'm looking at our current S tier, I don't think he's not Lloyd or Mustang status. So I think I'd have to go A for that reason.
And Sarah and Chrissy, have you watched Castlevania? Do you know this character? Okay,
No,
so
is he the guy that you mentioned in the last chat? Like you're like,
yeah, he's the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. What was that, Enrique?
That's the photo that he was with. He's in the background of one of the photos he used for White.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's correct. So, are you basing it off of his back?
No, but I remember you mentioned, about him, so I was really curious what he looked like.
I can tell you a little about him.
Okay,
so
sure.
He comes
I'll just say the scruff doesn't really do it for me.
Okay, so you'll probably like a different character from Castlevania then. But he comes from a long line of monster hunters. It's kind of almost like in his blood, and their world currently is being overrun by vampires, specifically because of things that Dracula has done. And he is sort of a last remaining member of the family. He doesn't care that much about his calling initially, but he sort of gets wrapped up in things and then is finding himself caring a little bit more as he gets to know other characters. And so he starts out very apathetic, but then becomes quite passionate about taking out whoever needs to be taken out. And he does sort of level up as the story goes. And he definitely, I think, becomes much more of a self-sacrificing character than what you see when you're first introduced.
Oh, that is true. I was kind of thinking of season 1.5-ish Trevor. He does get more I think still A, but he's a strong A.
I think he seems like the kind of character that I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil Castlevania if you ever watch it.
Yeah.
But I think what we see of him, I'm comfortable putting him in A. He does definitely have himbo status. He's kind of got stupid humor all the time. He does have a great voice, Sarah, just so you know. It's quite great. all the voice actors in Castle, like every single one of them, every time Dracula talks, you're like, oh, that's a great voice. Yeah, Sean.
Yeah.
So, okay, knowing that, Christy, where would you place Trevor?
I mean, you said all of my keywords. Great voice, himbo.
But Monster Hunter, that seems...
I know, right? That one raised a
That's
little bit of a red flag for me.
You're like, wait, hold up.
These monsters are pretty awful. They're like tearing children apart and stuff like that.
But are they hot?
The children or the monsters?
We'll get to Dracula. So you can tell me when we get to Dracula.
The average monster in the show, I am going to say, not hot.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they're like
50-50. I mean,
50-50.
50-50.
you gotta remember
we
who
saw
we were
it.
asking. She loved the television. Prince.
That's true.
Just because
I mean,
of
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Hard
love
to
the
say.
monster.
So,
Yeah.
Christy, is in your mind, are you thinking, is he eliminating hotness from the world? Is that your mindset? I think I would say his monster hunter status. I would not. I don't think you should let that make your decision for you. I think all the other qualities are what should determine what you think of him.
No, I wasn't really thinking about that, but I'll put him in A.
Okay. And Sarah, where do you think he goes?
I feel very good about A.
Okay.
Everything
Now,
about his character sounds good. His voice sounds like it sounds good. He looks nice. He has a scar. I like the chains that he's holding.
That's his weapon.
Oh, even better.
He has like a whip chain. That's his weapon.
I think we found what Sarah likes.
So now the question is, I'm sorry to say, Christy, but he might be hot. He might be at the top of A based off of who's there right now. Would you still be friends with us if we
How dare
placed
you,
him
Prince
there?
Robot the Fourth?
I mean, hey, more Garrus for me. I'll gladly keep him to myself.
Okay. I think that's very noble of you. Okay, since we brought up Dracula, why don't we go ahead and have Dracula next? And Enrique, you messaged me to make sure Dracula was going to be on this list.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Dracula regardless, so.
I could have worn my Dracula shirt. I have one. I'm always scared to wear it, though, because we live near a lot of old people, and I'm always afraid they're going to think I'm wearing a shirt with the devil on it. So I'm always like, maybe I should wear a jacket until we leave our house, and then I can take the jacket off. But anyway, go ahead and let everybody know why you love Dracula.
Well, this Dracula compared to the novel Dracula is different because he's married and he's doing everything for his dead wife. In the other one, he's just cold-hearted and out to feed. But the reason I like Castlevania Dracula and I would put him in S tier above Lloyd is the fact that he's doing all the bad things for the love of his life, which, you know, is pretty much essential to be a husband, right? Husbando.
I
so that was your criteria.
Burn.
Yeah,
your criteria that you should have stated at the beginning when we were asking what is Husbando. You should have been like, is he gonna burn the world down for his lady love? In this case, it is a lady love. Yeah, some of these characters maybe you could argue different, but I mean, I don't think that's a plus for me personally. Also, if we'll try to keep this spoiler free, but how he happens to treat another individual that he should be very caring toward, who is still present, kind of not the best. And there's a really heartbreaking scene when he realizes that. And that scene is one of probably the best scene in the entire show, that realization. But also, I feel like it's kind of proof he's not good in this role, this particular label that we're basing everything off of right now. As a character, he's incredible. It's amazing that after all the bad things he's done, there are still scenes where I'm like, yeah, but also it's sad though for him because he's done so many horrible things. But I don't think he should be up above Lloyd in the Husbando tier ranking.
To me, I'm like, I'll let all the bad things slide. He's Husbando to me. He's how Christy feels about Garrus, like ride or die. That's how I feel about
funny is he's the male equivalent of your taste in waifus. I'm realizing now, like,
well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like going back through my head, like, wait, Yennefer, you're like, okay, yeah, that tracks. Zatanna, yeah. So S tier for me.
Lulu? Yeah. Okay,
Lulu.
that makes. I feel I know you even better now as a friend.
For better or for worse.
Yeah. Sean, where would you put?
Enrique really spoke to me. I need to step up as a husband and like destroy the world
Run
for
the
you.
world, yeah.
So, I am not doing nearly enough. So I don't know. Pretty convincing argument. Also, look at that mustache.
Wait,
Yeah.
but what about the things that I said about who he should be showing up for and isn't, and is actively kind of harming?
Who cares?
Okay.
So it's like, who should I listen to about
no,
treating my wife better? Some random dude or my actual wife?
Do I actually think?
So much for burning the world down for me. You won't even listen to me.
Do I actually think Dracula is S tier? That's probably a big no. He is easy on the eyes as far as vampire lords go.
Great
But I would
voice.
probably say B tier at the highest.
Yeah,
for
at
me.
the highest.
Yeah.
I love this character, but he is straight to the bottom when it comes to his role. I really want to say why,
I mean,
but I'm like,
he destroys a lot of families
yeah.
in pursuit of his goals. So, kind
That's
of
love
great.
right there.
That's,
Enrique also is probably swayed by the material. He's got this castle, basically.
Swanky
so.
castle. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so Sarah and Christy, do you see reason or are you blinded by a handsome face? Okay. Sarah, where would you place Dracula based off of what you are hearing?
If he didn't have that mustache, maybe C tier, but because he has it, it's D tier.
Oh no, it's a negative. Oh my gosh.
It's got like a
Nice
goatee,
idea.
right? If I found a different
Yeah, I think it's got a
photo.
goatee.
Yeah. Very devil, like the classic, devil goatee that you see in
But
certain
it
art
doesn't
pieces.
connect though. It is like a distinct mustache and then like
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, okay, so Sarah's decision came down to the facial hair. Christy.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the mustache is not doing it for me. I think it would look better if you had the goatee and then you could show maybe it all looks better together. But yeah, not my type. Sorry. C tier.
Here,
Wow,
hold on. I'll find.
I'm surprised.
Let me see if I can
He's a
find a
monster.
different shot. Okay,
but-
here I found.
Not my kind of monster. Not
Your name
Okay.
says Monster Enjoyer.
I should put a caveat there. Hot
Also, look at
monster.
those nails. I mean,
Yeah. And look at
Oh,
his
those are
eyes.
nails?
Yeah.
Not a fan of
Yeah.
this nail.
Okay,
I thought that was
here's
scar on his face or something.
here's another shot of him right there.
And that ear. Look at that ear. Mwah.
Let me make this bigger so you can see it
Or what
more.
is it?
Kind of tried to make it so you can see it a little better.
That's a great picture right there. Look at that.
I don't think it enhanced it for them.
No, it's not.
All right. So I think maybe it evens out to low. I'll bring the tier ranking back in just a second, but I think it evens out to low D tier.
I don't know if it evens out that low.
Okay,
He's
where do you think?
Enrique's top pick. That's got
Yeah, but he's like bottom tier for
Well,
three of us.
So wait, did you all three said D?
I said D.
Oh, okay.
I said
Well,
C.
yeah, I thought
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
C, and I
Okay,
said
my
B.
bad. Okay. So
I
high
think he's probably
C
C
tier.
tier. Yeah.
Okay. I shall
I
move
kind of
him.
think Danielle was just moving him to D tier because she didn't like Sean's answer.
Yeah. What is this?
Run the world for her.
I really can't say the
That's
spoiler
so
reason
biased.
why he doesn't belong higher. I feel like it's kind of a big deal. Okay, next up, Irwin from Attack on Titan.
Dude, Irwin's a solid S tier.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely S tier. He has kind of a I know Sean, you said it's overused. He definitely has some gray morality, I'll admit. Perhaps doesn't always put humanity first as much as he should for a leader. He does have some Roy Mustang maybe he's willing to sacrifice everything for what he wants, which is maybe not the best husbando quality, but he's still, for me, S tier, just not ahead of Lloyd. And I don't know if he should be ahead of Roy in the husbando department, because Irwin kind of, I think he would be distant from his family a little bit. But I do love him so much. If this was just character tier ranking, I feel like that actually would be a lot harder of a decision. But husbando tier ranking, I think he's back of S. What do you think, Sean?
Irwin's awesome. He's like blonde Roy Mustang, except not silly. Like, take all the silly parts of Roy out and just leave like the I will pursue my goal at all costs part. That's Irwin.
He's like Roy in a certain amount of years when he's callous and the silliness has been kind of burned out of him from everything he's had to endure. No pun intended.
Also a tactical genius, though. I think he's a smart guy. But I will say, I'm trying to not be blinded by just how cool he is. We're talking husbando material.
I know. That's my issue too.
Is he hot? I don't know. He's attractive,
yes.
I guess. But he's not.
He is.
But I don't know. I might come back to me. I need to think about this.
Are you genuinely asking if Irwin is attractive?
I mean,
His
he's
eyebrows
most definitely attractive. What'd you say, Enrique?
His eyebrows do not give off that vibe. Like, I don't like his eyebrows.
Give off attractive vibes?
No, they look like two moths. Like moth wings.
All right, so Enrique, eyebrows are also important criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I need to see Dracula's eyebrows now to get. Do you like the pencil thin eyebrows, or let's see. Okay, you do like them skinny. You like skinny eyebrows. Let me take away there. I feel like you see more Irwin there.
Yeah,
so Sarah, you've recently, it is a good shoulder that he's carrying all of humanity on.
It's true.
Sarah, since you've been recently restarting Attack on Titan, I fear what you're going to say. Are you going to hurt me right now? Are you going to say Irwin's not a higher tier?
I mean, I just got to the episodes where he comes in. So my recent opinion of him has not formed yet.
Okay.
So I guess in the past I felt neutral about him. So
wow, neutral about Irwin.
Yeah. That was also like 6 or 7 years ago. So
before you had taste. Your brain wasn't fully developed, right? Because you were like 25. That's probably why.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. Christy, because you have some familiarity, of course, with the characters from Attack on Titan, I don't feel like Irwin's your type at all.
He has a great voice. I will say that.
He does have a great voice.
Fantastic voice.
His Japanese voice actor is one of my
Yes.
favorite voice actors.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that does make it, I feel like, go up higher.
When I watch anime, the voice actors definitely do play a role in what I think of the character. And Irwin is very daddy.
Okay. Is that a good or a bad thing for you?
Oh no, that's a great thing. He is S tier.
Okay.
I love Irwin. And as a character, I also love the kind of character that he is, where he casts aside his own humanity for the sake of others.
That's a good way to put it. I'm going to steal that. It's true.
All right, I've been convinced he's S tier. I'll take it.
Yeah. So I feel like the only Sarah, what tier did you say? I'm sorry.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
A tier.
A. Okay. And Enrique, even though you
I said
don't love
B
his
tier.
eyebrows, it's B. You're just being sad about Dracula.
How dare
Get
you.
out. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, a little, but also the eyebrows is what killing me. I just don't like them.
Can I find a different shot of him? Gosh.
You could try.
You could try.
Yeah.
They are rather prominent most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to find... Oh, I like this fan art, but I'm trying not to show artists' renditions just because I don't want to, you know, use it without permission. But
It looks so serious.
I mean, he does kind of always look serious. Anyway,
Fan
okay,
art
so...
definitely also sways my opinion a lot.
What does?
Fan art
Fan
also
art? Oh.
definitely sways my opinion a lot because
Yeah.
artists just make characters look so hot.
I can't determine because Enrique is rebelling and putting him in B.
It's
Sarah,
just the
you said
brows.
A. Do we think maybe the end of S tier is fair?
Well, you
Or
what?
we-
3 S's, a B, and an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. End of S tier is fine.
I like how the S tier people are like, yeah, definitely S tier's fine. The only ones who answer. Okay.
Well, okay, let's be real. He's better by far than Prince Robot 4, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
they don't belong in the same tier. In fact, I don't even know if he belongs in A. I was the one who suggested him.
We'll assess later. I don't want to overthink too much at the moment. Now we're getting into one of my A tier characters. I think technically it says this character when I looked it up is 17, but I imagine that they age over the course of the, and plus they very much.
That's what we'll tell ourselves.
Okay, Ashi Taka from Princess Mononoke. I thought he was an adult. I know he's drawn looking kind of young, but that's just the Ghibli style. But unless there's like young person, child, really old lady, you know, I feel like those are the 3 character types in Studio Ghibli films. Anyway, I love Ashi Taka. Absolutely, like, might be above Roy Mustang as far as the husbando because, okay, hold on, Sean, stop it. Stop. Don't do that to me. Think about, he is like very calm. He's willing to do whatever he has to do for the sake of humanity, which that was kind of a question about Irwin a little bit. And he's capable. You also see at the very beginning of the movie, he's very sweet with the children. He's protective of them. And he has the skills to back it up. But he has so much empathy, like more than probably any other character on this list.
You're not going to like my answer.
You're going to put him in like C because I don't know why.
He's so boring. He's the most boring person I can think of. Like, whenever it's like, Ashi Taka, I'm just like, he's boring.
Okay, are you saying that Prince Robot the 4th is more so husbando than Ashi Taka?
You know, I wouldn't be bored with Prince Robot the 4th.
Look at
Ashi
Luna's
Taka
upset.
would
Did
like.
you see Luna in the back protesting?
No,
she moved.
She moved because he's like, that's a good point.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's like C or B if I'm feeling generous, but I don't get it.
I will take your generous answer.
No.
Sarah, where would you place Ashi Taka?
I'm still thinking about how you said that he was higher up than Roy Mustang, and I take that personally.
Yeah, right?
I just mean from like a husbando standpoint. He's
I don't agree with that either.
He's so well-rounded.
So is Roy Mustang.
I don't know. Okay, I will say I'm thinking of just like how together they are. And I feel like he's very mature, despite how young, you know, Mustang has had some years and he's still a goofball, which I do appreciate goofiness, but I'm just like, sometimes Mustang needs to focus. Like when he's playing with all the radios and you're like, can you focus right now, Mustang? Over here.
I love
that. Yeah. But Ashitaka's always got his eye on the prize. You know, he knows what he needs to do. He's focused. But it's fine. It's fine.
I would agree with S tier. Just not.
You'd agree with S tier? Do I not get something about him? Like, he's so boring.
Next up, we'll get to a character Sean doesn't get at all. So that'll be fun.
Christy, help me. Help me, like, navigate this and properly place him not an S tier? Anything lower?
I mean, we had the Mononoke chat. You know how much I love that movie.
Oh my gosh.
But he is a solid A tier for me. Oh, I hear echoes.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Like top of A tier for me.
Okay, and then Enrique.
Crazy.
I have no idea who he is, but he has a bow and arrow, so I'd give him A tier.
He's
Looks like he
also
could provide.
Enrique. I know something that will make you like this character even more. He's super sweet with animals. He has a very good
Enrique,
relationship.
I know something that'll make you like him less.
Oh my gosh.
He will put you to sleep with how boring he is.
He's not
so
boring.
What's his personality? His personality is just like, I am a guy, and
his personality is noble. Okay.
Yeah, it's like he's like just noble good, right? I mean, that's just like he's like, that's it. That's him. Like, I always make the right decision. I am perfect.
He's also dying. He's very like reflective and stoic.
Spoiler alert.
Wait, you say he's dying?
It's not a spoiler. It's the opening of the movie.
I haven't seen this movie, so now I know he's gonna die.
You don't know if he is going to die. You just know that he's got this like magic infection, basically.
And even that doesn't make him exciting.
Maybe he should just go destroy the world instead of save it. That's what Sean would prefer.
I'm gonna go with Sean just because you made that point. Destroy the world.
I'm trying to think of like what I can say about Ashi Taka, like why I love him so much to counter.
It's hard because there's nothing to say about him. There's nothing. There's literally nothing you can say.
He's patient. He's just noble and good, and he does the right thing. And like, what's there not to love about that?
He's patient and he's kind and he's understanding and he's caught in the middle of the crossfire between so many people who see with cloud, like their eyes are clouded by hate, and he's telling them not to. It's like one of the best lines. It's so good.
He's zero personality.
He's awesome. He's awesome. No, stop. Oh, you know what? Jin from Ghost of Tsushima is not on this list, but some people say that about Jin, and I'm like, I think people just don't understand that stoic character. I'm telling you, you don't understand him.
Jin Sakai.
I'm just kidding. I don't
above all of them. Sakai, if he was on this list, Jin Sakai would have been S tier.
Okay, that is what Ashi Taka is like. That's what Ashi Taka is like. It's a similar arc as far as there's so much that is disrupting the world, and he's doing everything he can to combat it.
So there's Mongols attacking his world.
There's not Mongols.
Here.
Okay, so Sean says B tier when he's being generous. I have said S tier. Sarah said S tier, but not ahead of Mustang. And Christy, you said top of A tier. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think because of Enrique, what was your final tier answer?
I would say B tier.
B. Okay. So I think that means I think he'll have to go in A tier. I don't want to turn into a whole argument here. Where an A? He's not going behind. He can't go behind Prince Robot.
I mean, he could.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
No,
totally could.
Stop.
He has a TV
is that
for fair?
A head. Do we feel it is fair with S answers B and then 1A? Do we feel like somewhat middle of A is fair?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
We've spent a lot of time on very few characters because there was a lot more arguing than I realized.
Let's say we spent like 7 minutes on Ashi Taka.
Okay, let's get to a softball. This has got to be like the easiest answer. Clive from Final Fantasy 16 is the top of this entire list. I have like this exact thing on my shirt. He is also, get out of here with, if you like voices, it's like one of the best voices ever. It's incredible.
Also,
he loves his family.
Let's be real. Clive's the hottest person on this list.
Yeah,
like,
that's.
Have you seen that body? It's insane. So
one of my favorite. Sorry, go ahead, Enrique.
Does he turn into that demon thing?
Ifrit, yes.
Clyde, right?
No, yeah, Clive. You're asking if he turns into Ifrit?
Yeah, that demon
Mhm.
thing. Does he turn into it?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
he
demon
might be
thing
a
is
tier.
called Ifrit.
Okay.
What were we saying? He
Continue.
might be
Sorry,
what?
I was just curious. He might be S tier.
Okay. Sarah and Christy don't know this character, but I'll mention the fact that one of my favorite Reddit threads of all time is a guy who said, "Am I gay if I'm only attracted to women, but also Clive Rosfield?" And he shared some screenshots of this character, and one of the screenshots was literally just this character's body, like his torso. And someone's like, "I was gonna say no until I looked at the pictures that you shared. Sorry, man. I think the answer is yeah. You might have just had your awakening." So Clive is for, I feel, a lot of people similar to Vi, you know, where people are like, "Oh," regardless of what you usually like. Clive is the best. I haven't really said specifics. Christy and Sarah, do I need to? Do you need to hear specifics about this character?
I mean, I've seen those pictures. Oh. No arguments there.
Sarah, do you have any? Or are you like, yeah, it makes sense? Or are you more just like, I don't want to see him go above Roy?
Pretty much.
Yeah. If he did end up at the top, though, do you feel like there's something in you that tells you need to protest that? Or are you like, it's probably fine?
I mean, if all four of you say that he should go above Roy, then I would accept that.
What about above Lloyd? You did say you like Roy more than Lloyd.
Yeah.
So I feel like by saying he goes above Roy, that basically means it's okay if he's at the top. Sean, do you want to give some more hype to Clive?
I mean, yeah, the voice is great. The body's great. He's
what are his qualities, Sean? His qualities.
He's a nice guy. Nice guy, but not boring like other characters. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
He does.
And he can turn into a giant monster, fire monster. So, you know. And he loves his family, some of them.
Have my attention.
Yeah, one family member.
He likes one family member.
Well, there's one family member he hates, but
Yeah.
otherwise, but they deserve it.
Yeah.
Okay, Enrique, it's been a while since we've gone to one that you love. So,
I mean, Dracula was it. Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah. I was like waiting for the reaction.
Yeah. It took me a minute. My brain is still scrambled after seeing Demon Clyde. So
Clive with a V.
Clive?
Yes.
Clive with a V. I thought it was Clyde. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Clive. And all those Clive fans out there. But I do love Musashi. He has all the stoic, quiet charm about him. He also has like that intensity, and I wouldn't say that he would be a good Husbando because he's kind of a like a Nimrod. Like
yeah, he's very thick head, like thick-skulled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get through that thick skull of his. A lot.
a lot. But
he's kind of lovable anyway.
Yeah. I just can't not picture that scene with the rice poking in the face. I just love that scene so much. But unfortunately, I would put him on A tier, but at the very top.
Top of A for you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think as much as I love this character, he is so oblivious sometimes. He does have a lot of intensity, but he's also kind of a doofus simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes him endearing.
It does make him endearing. It doesn't exactly make him a good husbando candidate, though. Maybe with a lot of growth, you know, once you've gotten through so much of the journey with him, but I think as much as I love him as a character, I think for me he might be our first B tier. Maybe. I mean, I
But
still
I think
like,
I can fix him.
but I think he should be above Prince Robot. I feel like
Yeah.
Prince Robot is B tier. Should we just make Prince Robot B tier and then put Musashi end of A? I feel like that's
I think that's fair. I just want
is
to
that
say,
okay?
I want to say that yes, he's a doofus, and yes, he's very single-minded, but he has a lot of trauma. He's got daddy issues. He's doing the best he can. It's a journey. We're all on a journey, and like I said, I think I can fix him.
You can fix him, Sean. You can.
So, Sarah, without really, I don't think you know this character particularly, right? He's from Vagabond.
I mean, he looks very nice. He sounds.
He's not.
He's
can
very
be.
nice. Don't listen to Sean. He's really nice.
Just
She means nice looking.
yes, I do.
He is nice
not-
looking.
Oh, well, that too.
Does he has that bird on his shoulder in that picture? Does he have anything to do with animals, or is that just a random
No,
bird?
I would say
We'll
it's
go
more
with that, yeah.
I would say he does not, except for the more that his arc progresses, the more aware he is with the world, we'll say.
He has
But I
to
wouldn't say
find his
he-
inner peace.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, though, that he necessarily has a strong connection with animals by any
Mhm.
means.
I like his spot, bottom A tier. That feels
Okay.
good.
Christy, is that okay with you?
Yeah, the story about the rice stole my heart.
Yeah, it's a rice ball. He's hanging from
Yeah.
a tree, tied up, and Atsu, who we talked about last week, is trying to poke a rice ball into his
Eat him.
mouth with
Yeah.
a stick, and she just keeps hitting him in the face, and he's like,
I think his
That
one
sounds adorable.
soft spot is Atsu, but because
Mm.
he's kind of consumed with he can't show vulnerability ever, then he also sometimes like pushes Atsu away, and you're like, you idiot, stop it.
That's
And
what I'm
there's
saying.
ran-
Like over the
Yeah.
course of the manga, though, he learns.
I
He
know.
does become vulnerable.
Yeah. If only he could start there like other characters, but apparently that would make them boring.
It
Moving
would.
on. Moving
Yeah.
on.
It's about the journey.
Yeah. Okay, Christy, it's been a while since we've gotten one of your one true loves. How about the Baron?
I'll be honest, after our chat, I haven't really thought about the Baron all that much.
Wow. You thought about him. You were very much caught up when you were recently
Yeah,
having watched it.
It just went like in one ear, out the other for me in terms of Baron. I feel like if I watch the movie again, sure, all those feelings would come rushing back. But it's not one of those things I dwell on, you know? So he's a B tier for me.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think B above Prince Robot is where I would put him.
I agree.
Sarah, is that an okay place?
I mean, I would say A tier, but
Oh, okay.
the majority is B, then I'm okay with it.
You're okay with that. Enrique, do you know this character at all?
I want to say The Cat Returns,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yes.
I saw that like a long time ago, but I would say I do love the top hat. He looks very, what is it? Demure? I would put him in A tier.
You would put him in A. Okay.
Yeah.
So do we think the top of B for now works? Because do
We've
we-
only got the two.
yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe if we start getting a lot of B tiers, we'll have to. Okay, we've got to find somebody who's like absolutely awful and doesn't belong because we have no one in the bottom right now. So let's see who belongs at the very bottom. I mean,
I've got a nomination, but it won't be agreed upon.
I feel like Sephiroth belongs at the bottom. Is that fair? I feel like he would be terrible.
He
I
looks
don't think you got the best picture of him, to be honest.
Best picture, why? Because you don't
I
feel
don't-
like he looks good enough?
I always thought he was supposed to look better.
That's kind of what he looks like.
Oh, okay. I don't like that angle then.
So
He looks like
I
he
would
just stepped on you. and he's just like judging you as he's stepping on you.
I think he's in the air in that moment. But also, that's not too far-fetched, Enrique. I feel like step on you, stab you, not too different from each other. Yeah. Sean, you have seen some Final Fantasy VII content. Where would you place Sephiroth?
Well, things are echoing in my mind that I said were pros of Mustang and Irwin. Strong pursuit of their goals. Sephiroth has that. He's really into.
So did Dracula, and
so
he's
did Dracula.
So don't be tossing that around.
Hey, I tried to get Dracula higher, my friend.
That's true.
Okay, guys, I don't think like the apocalypse, bringing forth the apocalypse, is good criteria for a husbando. I
That's
feel like
your
that.
Opinion, okay.
Okay, so he should destroy everything that every family cares about.
So I was gonna say, I don't actually know what he's trying to do in Final Fantasy VII because that plot is insane. So if it's like destroy the world, then probably no. If it's like, I don't know, rule the world, I don't know, but save humanity by whatever means, I don't know.
Destroying the world, yeah.
By destroying the world, yeah.
Do you remember that clip I showed you of how much you love your mom? And it was like Clive and his mom, and then Sephiroth and his, we'll say. And it was like the scale.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So like that's, I mean.
Good looking young man, though.
I just don't know.
Clive's brother?
Is he what?
Clive's brother? Is this?
No, the Final Fantasy plot lines are unrelated.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. No, his brother's not on the list. But anyway, I mean, I feel like it's fair to put Sephiroth at the bottom. Do we really have to debate this? Sean wants to. I see that grin. He wants to debate. I'm putting him in the bottom. And I hear no. But you know what? Let's go to somebody who kind of has a similar look, but is definitely much higher.
Porco Rosso. Oh.
Alucard. I feel like Alucard is like top of A tier, or maybe back of. Did you just say D tier for Alucard? Are you kidding me, Enrique? Alucard is definitely better than Trevor.
Yeah. Honestly, I just wanted to see your reaction, and it was worth it.
Okay.
So I actually like Trevor more than Alucard. Alucard, like, for me, and I know I was just kind of messing with you with Sephiroth, but the long flowy hair, not really my jam. It's fine, I guess, but
yeah, I would say typically it's not as much my thing either. But I love this character. He's not as stupid as Trevor, which is a con for Sarah and Christy. They like their men stupid. Okay, because the two of you, meaning Christy and Sarah, are not as familiar with this character. He is very quiet, and he's actually like a tiny bit sassy when he does say things, and he's actually very pure-hearted, even though he looks like he would be evil. And he's also extremely, extremely powerful. And he definitely is doing everything he can to thwart Dracula's plans.
So, I don't see any negatives in that.
I love
Oh, okay. Christy, where would you place him just based off what you're hearing?
And based off of how he looks. I like his look. I'll go for A. I will say about Sephiroth though. Sephiroth's look does not do it for me. I don't like the way Sephiroth looks. And also the whole looking down on you and stepping on you kind of thing only works for me with the ladies. It does not work when it's
you want your men to grovel and be dumb, and your women
to
be smart and cutthroat.
You read me like a book.
Yeah, I know you so well. Okay, so you both said A tier, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Sean, you said A tier. You just would put him behind Trevor, right?
I don't know if I said A tier. I don't know. He's
okay.
All right. He's fine, I guess.
Okay.
If that's what the people want, I respect democracy.
Okay, so somewhere in A, Enrique, what would you say? Somewhere in A, is that safe?
Yeah, that would be safe.
Now, you two both like Trevor more, though, right?
I like Trevor more.
Okay. Do we think maybe just above Musashi?
Oh, you could put him ahead of Ashi Taka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone's ahead of Ashi Taka.
No.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm moving on. This one I'm worried is going to cost us some time. Howl from House.
Okay, that's what I was going to say I could bring up to
I know.
Annoy everyone. Dude, D tier. I don't get this one. So this is the same as Ashi Taka. I will not...
Okay, I will say, in defense of Howl, he is not boring.
That's true. But I will not cave on this. Howl and Ashi Taka both are not great. I don't get any, like, who cares? Who cares about Howl?
I do.
Watch that movie for Sophie. I don't get it. He's D tier. I think he's like the last place person on this list. Easy. I've been waiting. I don't like him. I'm done.
He is your Aerith. You don't like the flighty, flibberty gibbet characters, Sean.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. And that's a pretty decent word for him, I gotta say. Okay, Sarah. I think you will balance out Sean's hatred here. Maybe not hatred, but his frustrations with this character.
Feel like
free to argue.
I mean, he cares about his family. He would go to war to protect them. What else do you want? I don't know. Yes, he does care about his looks, but that's not a bad thing.
He cares about them quite a bit. Christy, did you have thoughts on this character?
I feel like whenever everyone else talks about why they rank a character a certain way, you guys all give such like meaningful, insightful personality traits, and I'm just like, he's hot and he's dumb. That's all I need. He's S tier for me.
Okay. But that's interesting because I don't think he's hot, but I do think he's dumb. Maybe that's why he's D tier. Really like, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't see the hotness. Like, if you put him and Clive up on the same screen, I mean, that's like two different.
It's like different.
Not
types,
even the same ballpark.
I like the more feminine men.
He's very pretty.
Is he? I guess that's what I don't get. He's not even pretty. I don't get it. There's nothing that I understand about him. Okay.
I think for me, I understand the appeal from certain people. Like if he is your taste, then he definitely represents a certain type. That type is not my type. Like Sean was saying, you put him next to Clive, and I'm like, well, I mean, you wouldn't even see him because Clive would cover him. Like he wouldn't.
Porco Rosso.
I mean, I was gonna say, but I mean, but he also is very like charismatic, and he is a little okay. To be fair, Sean, you think Jeff Goldblum is hilarious, and like
Jeff Goldblum is hilarious.
I
don't think Jeff Goldblum's hot though.
Okay, but what I'm getting at is I feel like Hal is just like chaos. You know, he's kind of pretty chaos. He's a lot. He's very eccentric. That's not necessarily for me, but I wouldn't say that he doesn't belong next to Sephiroth, and he's closer to Husbando material than Dracula. So I'm going to say that he at least belongs in B tier. So since so far we have two S's, a D, and a B, it is, I think Enrique's vote is going to determine whether we sway up or, well, we have two S's.
He has a castle.
That's true. He has a lot of pretty things. That did matter to you, Enrique.
With him, no. I agree with Sean. I don't see the appeal to him. Like, I don't get it either. Like,
what about when he's in his like bird form and he's more like a monster? Do you see it then?
But then there's also the big slime form where he's just like all depressed and gets like all moody and gets like all. Well, that's your taste because you like them all, submissive. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't want a submissive husbando like that. So I would put him in D.
I don't know if I would say he's submissive though. Like he'll defend, like Sarah was saying, he will defend those he loves, and he does. And he also is fighting a war pretty much single-handedly with his magic, which means he's not too stupid, Sean.
D.
Okay, so we had 2 Ds, 2 S's, and a B, which means he does land firmly in B.
Firmly in B. I need to figure out how this scorecard works.
Because this is the most easily like averaged one. There's 2 S's, 2 D's, and a middle, which means it goes in middle if we average it out.
Then he's after the prince, right?
I think he goes above Prince Robot. I think if we were to like reassess, but maybe not above the Baron.
I think in the future we need to assign like D gets 0 points, C gets 2, something like that, so we can get an actual number, like a range.
Yeah, because we don't spend enough time doing this.
Yeah.
That's true. Christy that would put him higher if we did assign, if it wasn't like based off of 1, like 0, 1, 2, 3, But anyway, let's move on. Let's go to Vander from Arcane. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Christy, I feel like this character definitely gives like the daddy vibes that you pointed out before. I don't like using that word, I gotta say. I really find it icky. But I mean, I actually think when it comes to husbando material, he's actually top tier because he's super like he has not just taken in. I know you two, Sarah and Christy, somehow have maintained a friendship with me without having watched Arcane, but he's somebody who doesn't just take in and care for these children as his own, but he's kind of like the father figure of the entire Undercity. He's doing everything for this community, and he's doing it with us. There's like a sense of toughness, but also a sense of compassion and grace to him. And he's super self-sacrificing, but he's also so cool. And he does have a fantastic voice. I think he actually is just, for me, is firmly an S tier. I don't know if I would put him above some of the other characters in S tier, but I definitely think he belongs there. Sean, you are familiar with this character. Actually, Enrique, you've just started rewatching Arcane. Where would you put Vander?
I would put him in top A tier because you keep saying like he's a good father figure, a good daddy figure, and to quote Monster Enjoyer from the last video, this isn't a ranking of daddies, it's a ranking of husbandos. So we haven't seen him act as a husband per se, more as a father figure. So I would put him in top A at least.
We haven't seen basically most of these characters as husband figures.
I beg to differ. Dracula, we have. Just saying.
That's why I said most. Okay, Sean, where would you put Vander?
All the things you're saying make sense to me, but my heart doesn't feel that. I don't feel husbando from Vander.
I think because you don't find him as hot.
That's exactly why. I would say B. I like I said, you're giving good answers. I don't. We
haven't convinced you yet.
Yeah.
Wow. This is why we need to rewatch our game.
I'm
remember his voice though. I have rewatched it. I just happen to have rewatched it with my mom. Okay, Sarah and Christy.
A lesser Sid, right? When we get to Sid, sure, Sid for me is S tier.
Sid, who you like. Okay, but you like never see Sid with his daughter. It's kind of a surprise he has one. Vander's always showing up.
But
anyway,
Sid has a great voice.
This guy has a great voice too. Sid has the voice actor for Sid is not even fair though. That's like the deepest voice I've ever heard. Anyway, Sarah, from what you've heard, Sean's argument is I don't really feel it. I gave a lot of other things. So what would you say?
I agree 100% with Sean.
How dare you? You know what? If my mom was here, my mom, like, as soon as this character was introduced, she's like, ooh, I like him. He's cute. So, but you know what, Enrique, that should inform your decision, okay? women who are mothers, they're like, yeah, that guy, he's gonna take care of my kids and me.
That's true. Yeah.
But okay, so Sarah has been swayed. Christy, where
if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You know.
This all hinges on, is he the kind of character who's like outwardly like really gruff and like tough, but then he has a soft spot for these kids and he reluctantly takes them in?
Not even reluctantly. He just like
no reluctance.
No reluctance.
I like a little bit of reluctance.
Okay, maybe a little reluctance.
It's kind of like, oh, I didn't want to take these kids in, but they're with me now, and so I'm stuck with them, and I have come to care for them. That's
so like Lloyd.
Well, I guess. I'll put him in A.
Okay. I feel like, okay, Sean, because you understand, I feel like he goes above Trevor in the husbando department. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Husbandos have to be hot. I don't find him that hot. You wanted a thirsty Sean this round. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel it.
I didn't say I wanted it. When you said there was going to be unmitigated thirsting, I said that sounds funny.
If it was Trevor and Vander, I'm probably hanging with Trevor. That's
gosh. He's the most, like, if we're being realistic, he is probably the most qualified to.
Hey,
right,
that's why I asked for clarification in the beginning of how we're defining this, and nobody gave me a good answer. So I just have to go off of my feelings.
Give answers. You've just decided to base it off of your personal taste in their appearances. Okay, Sarah, argue for Dimitri from Anastasia.
Oh my god. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. So, if you want to talk about character growth in the length of a movie, he goes from kind of a slimy con man to following his heart and doing good things. And he's
that's all you had. The sigh, the swooning that like literally just happened. Are you okay?
I'm not. I mean,
do you need a minute?
I feel like me watching Anastasia as like a 5-year-old or whatever has like, he is like the blueprint for me. Like he has influenced every taste I've had in men since that moment.
I think that was an experience for a lot of people that watched that movie.
I think so.
The scene where he sees her at the top of the stairs. I mean, game over,
It is game over.
Yeah. Christy, what about you?
I love Dimitri. Okay, Anastasia is the movie where when I watched it as a kid, I was like, I'm in love with both these characters.
Yeah.
It is, as Sarah says, it is like he is a blueprint.
Sean?
I know I saw this film when I was younger. It did not have the impact it had on you two. I was trying to find some pictures of this Casanova to try to understand it.
He's the type of character that is one of those like little girls' potential first crushes if they are if they're inclined in that direction. I feel like also if you're a boy and you're like, I'll have to ask Roger because he does love this movie. I bet he also likes Dimitri.
Well, anyways, what I was saying was, if I'm going off of looks as I did with Vander, I would put him. I'd put him top of B, ahead of a cat. That's where I would.
Oh my gosh, get out!
I don't know him. I'm just being honest.
Did you see his rolled up sleeves though?
No, I found him in a tux.
Yeah, Sean, did you see his sleeves?
The tux is,
they were rolled up.
The tux, the like kind of like street attire is, I think, better on him.
I agree.
Yeah. Enrique, where would you place Dimitri?
So again, watching this as a kid, I was like, I love his hair. I want to have hair just like him. And that his and Milo Thatch, I was always like, I want to be like them because their hair, they wear the vest, they look pretty enough. So I would put them in A.
Nice. Okay. So we have 2 S's or were you A or S, Christy? You were S, right? Yeah. Okay, 2 S's and A. Sean, you said B.
Yeah, ahead of a cat.
Okay. I think he's S tier, but not. I would either put him at the end of S or the top of A. So Enrique, I feel like you get to, because we're kind of like mixed up a little bit here. Where would you say, based off of everybody's answers, not necessarily your personal taste, but so Sean can't accuse me of being biased, where would you say that he belongs?
Well, I would say at the end of S would be fine.
Okay.
That seems fair enough.
Okay. We have a lot of characters to get
That's
through. We're going to have to do like kind of
lightning round.
He's handsome. And also he has a very he doesn't have just a charismatic personality, but a good charismatic voice too. Okay, Sean, defend this character.
Doesn't John Cusack play him?
He does.
Yeah.
That's Isaac, right?
Uh-huh.
Isaac's cool. Ish. In Castlevania.
Likes, yeah.
Yeah, he's not that cool.
He's got a lot of monologues that you enjoy.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of him. I liked the other one, but I think you put him on too. So here he is. I think he's fine. I would put him in like C though.
Yeah, I think he belongs.
Great. Yeah.
He one thing that Christy will enjoy is that he does create monsters. So there's that. But I mean, he's not a very good person, and a lot of his principles, while somewhat interesting food for thought, at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, but you're also not a very good person. So
and you beat yourself. So
yeah,
there's that.
And also, I do not think he would make a good husbando, even a little bit.
No. I feel like if you're like, hey, can you do the dishes? He'd be like back there, like beating himself with a whip. He's like, oh my god, I didn't do the dishes.
Yeah, unless Dracula.
So you mean by beating himself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Castlevania is definitely a little more adult than you realized. Now I think he goes. I might even put him in D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say D tier too.
Okay. Sarah and Christy, we've mostly just told you that he makes monsters. It's a lot of hand wringing and
hurts himself with lips.
Talking to himself, or like his monsters. Whoever will listen. He's cool. I will say he's a cool, like kind of antagonistic character, but he's not. First off, I don't think he's as cool as Dracula, and second, he would be a terrible husbando. So as far as this list goes, I feel like D. But I'm curious, based off of that information, where you would place him.
I agree with D. And even before hearing all that, I'm not a fan of bald. So.
Oh. Okay.
That confirms D tier for me.
Okay. Christy, what about for you?
So the monster creation thing actually hurts him more in my eyes, actually, because it's like Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, you know? Like, you like Frankenstein's monster, but you hate Frankenstein because, like, who are you to play God like that, you know?
Oh, okay.
And I don't like those kinds of characters. So, D tier.
Are we saying D behind Sephiroth?
I
say before.
I would say ahead of Sephiroth, yeah.
Ahead of Sephiroth. Okay. Okay. All right, next up, let's go to Geralt. I mean, I feel like at least top of A, if not somewhere in S tier. I love Geralt. He's got the voice. Yeah, okay, thank you. I was like, am I going to have to fight?
Amazing voice.
Amazing voice. Cares about basically what is his daughter. He tries with Yennefer. He's just not always successful. But he cares, like, that's like all he wants.
Actually, wait, to clarify, when I say amazing voice, I mean video game voice. I don't mean Henry Cavill, who also has a good voice, but will never be Geralt.
No. I mean, for now, I'm putting him here. and then we'll see if there's arguments. I put him ahead of Dimitri. Enrique, where would you place Geralt?
I would place him in A.
Okay.
Because he's a good father figure, but he doesn't give off like a good husbando vibe.
It's kind of
but that's just me.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But the voice is very attractive. I do love his voice when I play the game. I just sometimes just sit there, just keep watching the cutscenes instead of skipping. I'll just sit there. Sometimes I'll replay the cutscenes just to hear his voice. But I would say A would be a good spot for me.
Okay. There is a video, just so you
going to
know.
sleep listening to Geralt, like
Yeah.
There's a video
That's true, I do.
of the voice actor that does Clive and the voice actor that does Geralt just having a conversation back and forth where they're taking on the voices of their characters. And it's just like voice galore. It's great. Sarah, where would you place Geralt?
I feel good about A tier.
Okay.
That feels good for me.
Okay. And then Christy, what do you think?
I'm not normally into the old men, but I like this old man.
Well, he's not old, right?
He
He's
looks
got
pretty
what?
old.
Yeah, he's not old, right? That's just the transformation that
No,
they
he's
do to
old.
him, right?
He's
He's
actually
old?
older than he looks. Yes. Him
Oh,
and
never
Yennefer.
mind.
Oh, he looks.
Okay.
He's even older than he looks. Okay.
Yeah. Him and Yennefer both.
Yeah, honestly, bottom of S.
What was that?
Bottom of S.
Bottom of S. Okay, so we had 2 A's, bottom of S, 2 S's. Do we think like top of S, or excuse me, top of A or back of S? Sean, I'll let you decide on that.
maybe top of A.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Top
That's
of A
okay.
or
Yeah,
okay.
I'm agreeing.
Okay. All right, Sean, you were saying a lot about how great this guy's voice is. So do you want to argue besides just the voice why else he's great?
Well, okay, but I just want to say the best voice, period, on this list. If that means anything to you, let that sink
Who's this
in.
character?
Sid from
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 specifically. There is a Sid in every Final Fantasy, so that's why highlighting 16 specifically. It is unbelievable. Like the second you hear him talk, you're like, wow, that voice. And then every time he
His
talks,
voice
he's like, "Man,
makes
that
me
voice."
question my entire existence. Like,
I
because
thought you were gonna say you're like you as a man.
no, it's just like some people are born taller, more athletic, whatever. They get a leg up, but I've never been like that guy was just born with the best voice, and I'll never live up to that. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Are Christy and Sarah looking it up right now?
I'm trying to look up who his voice is. But I
Yeah,
feel like
me
when we do these rankings, we should have like a sample voice clip or something and use that to also judge.
I'm sorry, I didn't prep enough. Okay.
I'm not blaming you.
I also think the voice aspect wasn't a real major add-on to a husbando until like
We started going.
just very recent. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm covering his face again just because I don't want to.
Beyond that, I mean, like, he's a good-looking dude, but you know, it's mostly the voice for me, and I don't even remember his character really. He has a daughter, but it doesn't matter.
But
He is very.
husbando.
He's quite well. There's not really a lady in the picture exactly. He's very parental to Clive, and he's kind of doing this. The reason I think Sean drew the comparison to Vander is he is kind of building a whole community, and he's sort of like the leader of this community and trying to provide a home for a lot of people.
Sure, that's
So
why I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, as much as his voice is striking, it is the kind of voice that it's so distinct that I think like the Geralt voice actor and the voice actor for Clive, I don't know that I can say this voice is necessarily the absolute most pleasant. Like it's not as, I mean, it's pretty great. I don't know. It's just like, it's like got, when people say a baritone voice, I'm like, this is the thing in which we grade all other off of.
It's the platonic ideal of baritone voice. That's how great it is.
I think he belongs in A tier for sure, at least. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like, I would say S tier, but I would say A in front of Trevor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Enrique, do you have an opinion based off what we were saying?
Based on just his voice, no. I need more detail. Be like,
Christy and Sarah, do you have an opinion?
I don't like his hair.
You don't like his hair?
I don't like his hair. I was gonna say C tier for the hair.
Oh no!
I don't
like his hair.
Why did she mention it?
No, stop!
I kind of agree with her. The hair,
It's got kind of like a flat top.
it's like a Lego
look.
head.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like his face.
Sean, I'm gonna run to the restroom. You need to argue on his behalf, okay?
Okay. All right. She asks
Right.
to argue very strongly on his behalf.
Okay.
Very strongly. How dare you?
Sean, I have my headphones in. I can still hear. Okay, I'm going to the restroom now. Actually argue.
But you said you don't even really remember what his personality is, just his voice, right?
I mean, she is right. He is he's very mentor figure to Clive. And he does have a daughter who he loves and respects. And he is making he's trying to make a life easier for those in this terrible world they find themselves in, war-torn world. And he's got an amazing voice. But apparently his hair is kind of weird. I mean, I'll grant you that. I'm not going to say sit here and be like, his hair is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think hair
Yeah.
is the biggest thing for me in here. But what makes him not boring compared to Ashi Taka?
Not boring compared to Ashi Taka.
Yeah.
He has a personality. He jokes. He
What do
laughs.
you mean by personality?
He's funny. I don't want to fall asleep every time he's on screen. You know, these are big bonuses for me.
Is his voice better than the actor who did Arthur Morgan's in Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oof.
Because he has a phenomenal voice.
I mean, probably, but that is hard. I do love Arthur Morgan.
I think
I go with Steve.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like so we had Sarah, what did you say? What was your thought?
Sarah's been very quiet.
I don't like his face.
Oh my god.
We're all so shallow.
I was just about to say, I am ashamed of all of you, okay? He is a good man. He is building a community for like so many people that have been persecuted and oppressed. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm going to see if there are good pictures of him where you can get over his hair. Let's see.
Could he change his hair in game?
No.
I'm not sure. He's also extremely powerful, if that helps anybody.
No.
I like my men weak.
He's got a weird collar thing on his shirt. I will say that. I don't like his shirt.
So most of these guys can't be strong because Christy will say no from this point forward. They'll be weak, subjected men in her eyes.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to share more, see if this helps at all or not. I don't know. Does that help? No.
I don't think it helps.
Well, but,
Sorry, it actually hurt it. I think he's going to B now.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I understand that it's fun to be silly, but this man has done so much for so many. He's also very self-sacrificing. That should matter.
If there was a tier underneath D, he would be in it.
Stop it.
There was an F tier.
We do have to respect the people's voice.
Maybe we'll change our mind when we play Final Fantasy 16.
You can listen to a clip and you'll change your mind. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It'll be too late.
I don't even really know where we are at this point. Okay, Sean, can we at least agree that I know you agree with me, but can you fight on his behalf that he at least is above Hal and the Baron?
He's well, you know my feelings about Hal. Everybody's above Hal. That's not a question. Yes, he's above the Baron too.
I feel like it's fair to put him next to Vander. They're similar characters. They've done similar things for people, but for some reason, his hair is off-putting. Whatever. I'll get over it, okay? This man is a good person. For now, I'll leave him where he is, which is like not the highest part of A. He's in A. I do have to respect the people. I'm upset with all of you. Here. For now, I'll put him here, but this is a mistake, and you all will regret it.
Just like Hal is a mistake.
Okay, that's not gaining favor. All right. Sean, Sugimoto.
Sugimoto's pretty fun. I mean, he's also traumatized, but he loves to have a good meal. He fights soldiers and bears and whatever else comes at him. I mean, he's
doing it so that he can get enough money so that his friend's widow can get a surgery, basically.
That's true.
That will help her. That's like his main.
Yeah, his friend who fell in battle. That was his promise to him. I mean, pretty noble. And he's kind of a goober, though. I will say that. He's kind of a goof, and because he's from Golden Kamui. I don't think we said that. Which is so bizarre because it'll be crazy violent one moment and then really silly, and then it'll turn into like a cooking manga for random scenes. So
yeah,
it's a hodgepodge.
It's fun. It's very informative too. It
is and a nature documentary. Yeah,
you learn about indigenous people of Japan.
Yeah,
in this, and about the wildlife, like the wolves that are now extinct, which is devastating. Anyway, Sugimoto. I don't know how much husbando I get from him, but I think he's solid, at least A or B tier. I don't know that I can put him in S tier. I did think we said...
if you are cooking him a traditional meal that he's never had before, he'll try it. I'll say that. He'll try anything.
I do think we gave a lot of buzzwords that are appealing to certain people in this chat, and I think his looks are going to be appealing to certain people in this chat. So, Sarah, where did you place him?
She knew it was coming.
I mean, you're right. All of those things that you said and his looks were all very appealing to me.
Okay, so would you say it's fair? A, you would not object to A. It sounds like
I would like A.
You would. It's not even a matter of object. You might object if we said lower. Okay. Christy.
I'm the opposite.
Oh.
But he's okay. He looks okay. I would say B.
You would say B. Okay. Enrique.
I would also say B.
Okay. Sean, are you okay with him being in B?
Yeah, I mean, I would say A, but we're running out of room for A's, so I feel like we gotta save some room.
Okay. Barrett. As much as Barrett is a goofball, when it comes to husbando vibes, he kind of, in a way, he sort of epitomizes. Like, he loves his daughter so much. He did love his wife so much.
That is true.
Now she's no longer with him because of sad things. But he cries thinking about his daughter growing up, and he just thinks it's like all he thinks about. So I kind of feel like he's got to go in S tier. He's also like incredibly strong. He definitely has the wears his heart on his sleeve vibe. What do you think, Sean?
I think he wears his heart on his sleeve after you get to know him over the span of 2 games.
Yeah, that's true.
Before that, he's kind of, dare I say, a little toxic. I don't, he's kind of just he doesn't let anyone in, I feel like, except for said daughter and Tifa. I think he just kind of berates a lot of people. So I'm not really sold on S tier. I would say maybe B.
I don't know if who does he berate besides Cloud? Cloud's all moody and quiet, and he's always like, "Hey, Merc," and he's trying to do what he can to like.
I would be moody and quiet too if he kept yelling at me.
Stop!
I don't like it.
Cloud was moody and quiet before that. All right, so you're saying B.
I'm saying B.
I think at least S. So
at least S. The higher
meaning no. I mean, I'm not arguing for the top of S. I'm not arguing for the top of S. I'm saying at least like within S tier is what I meant. Enrique, from what you're hearing, where do you think he goes?
So he's from Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Well, he does wear his heart on his sleeve. That looks very much like a heart on his tattoo. Or is that Wally? Looks like Wally.
It is not a heart.
Tattoo. I do like his hair, and he has a piercing in his ear. So I would give him I'd put him in A.
Okay.
Looks like a bad guy, a bad boy. Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, I want to emphasize again, like his daughter is his whole world.
I mean, he's a little too masculine for me. B tier, maybe?
All right. Christy.
Well, I like the story about his daughter, and he does look very cool. Kind of gives me the same vibe as that other character in A tier with the kids that he takes care of. So
yeah,
I'll also say A for him.
I want to also mention that one of his arms is a gun.
Very safe around children to have
top of A then.
Okay, wait. I want to show you him with his daughter, okay? And then I just want to see if that influences anybody.
No, I want to see the gun arm.
Okay, hold on.
That's all good. Straight to S
for Barrett. B for Barrett.
But Sean, he has his heart on his sleeve. Look at that. Look at that sleeve, Sean.
Look at him with his daughter. It's so cute.
That is.
Wait. Look at him with her. She's also so adorable.
I feel like we have different criteria of like.
Stop it. Get out of here.
No, I want to see the gun arm.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me find his arm. Okay, you can see it in this picture. In this picture, you can see it. So there you go. Does that raise it up for you?
Yeah, I said top of A because of the arm.
Oh, okay. I think I lost track then of where we've got him. It seems like maybe it turned into, after all, A tier.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, I'm sorry, Sarah. Let's see. Sean, where in A tier would you say, based off of everybody's answers?
Well, I said B, so I'm biased.
I know. That's why I said based off everyone's answers.
Definitely at the end of A tier, for sure.
Whatever. All right, Sean, Porco Rosso. Sorry to say, this womanizer drinker, I think might be C tier.
I think he's C tier.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not about to be like, yeah, Porco Rosso. No, I think
I do. He's not trying to destroy the world, basically. So I do think he belongs above Dracula. Sorry to say.
Though. He does look great. He's kind of sexist, though.
Yeah.
So, there's
D
that.
tier.
Did you say D?
Yeah, D tier. Once Sean said sexist, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, you can't be sexist, but you can slaughter a lot of women.
Exactly. See?
Yeah, okay.
Everyone has a pressure point right there. Yeah.
Okay. Feminism 101. Be nice to women unless you need to take them out.
Just save your wife.
For his wife. Hello.
Wait, his wife is dead already, okay? That's not bringing her back.
To take revenge.
But he's not just killing. But he's not just killing women, right? He's killing everybody equally.
Yeah, everybody.
Exactly. Very
a great point you have made, I will say.
Everyone's equal in Dracula's eyes.
Okay, so Sean's and I both said C. Enrique said D. Sarah, where would you place him?
I feel good about C.
Okay.
Like, he's not attractive to me, but...
You mean pigs? Pigs don't do it for you?
But cats do, I guess.
I'm going to send you after this a video of a pig that hates the sound of vacuum. So whenever the woman is vacuuming, it goes and it unplugs it. It's so cute. I'll send that to you later. Smart. I know. And they're so cute. Christy, where would you put Porco Rosso?
Yeah, he can stay in C.
Okay. Another character, I actually don't know what's going to be said. Silco, I understand that the looks are not necessarily pretty here or particularly manly, but when it comes to being a father figure, he kind of kills it, sort of. And I mean, given that other people were not, willing to take this other individual in, so to speak, he kind of stepped up. Sean.
D tier.
No, he's not D tier.
For sure D tier.
No.
What are you talking about?
Okay, how is he worse than Dracula?
Okay, I don't think I was for Dracula being in C tier. If I was, we can rewind the tape. But I'm just saying D tier for Silco.
Okay, I'm just saying, I really want to make a statement here, and it's hard to not get into spoilers for the people that haven't seen Castlevania or Arcane, but one of them takes care of a young person, the other one hurts them. So I feel like for that
a little strong.
Yeah, I know it's messed up.
Joker sort of way. Like, I guess, like,
I know it's messed up, but the fountain scene, come on, that's devastating.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Oh my gosh.
Builds character.
Okay, Enrique, you're the only one besides us two that has seen Arcane. And I know you have a very, very large soft spot for Dracula. But would you say that Silco at least belongs in the C tier with them, or are you saying D tier?
I will say I like how you guys didn't talk about his silky voice. He has a very silky-like voice. Since that matters to everybody, the voice acting and whatnot. But I would say he would go behind Dracula.
Okay. Now, Sarah, he does have a dapper outfit. That was a plus for you earlier.
He does, but his face negates that.
I know, because people have hurt him.
But like his hair too, I'm not a fan of.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Christy.
You're not gonna like what
stop. I know he's not necessarily great on the eyes, but still.
My first thought when I saw his picture was, I don't want this man near me.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, is he knows how to kind of like rule the he's like a crime boss, basically.
I don't know if that's a good way to twist that into husbando material. Like, that's the thing. You don't want him near you.
Wait a second.
That's a good thing.
No, I'm saying two things. There is a whole like section of romance books that are about basically mob bosses. So that's where I'm going with, like, he kind of has that I'll protect my own because I'm willing to do anything I've got to do, which is something Enrique likes. And then I'm not, the second point, I've not at any point said he belongs in S tier. I'm saying he belongs above Dracula, who is killing everybody in the world. It's kind of like Silco is actually trying to fight for the rights of people, even though he's gone about it in a really horrific way. But he's still like way more complex and interesting. I just feel like he's not just
He's
upset.
way more interesting than Ashi Taka. That is for sure. So if we want to move Ashi Taka down.
But is he a good husband? Would he make a good husbando?
No,
Dracula did it all for his wife. That showed dedication as a husband.
Him is like my main criteria is like, do you want to date him?
I would rather date somebody who's fighting for people's rights, even if he's going about it poorly, than somebody who is killing thousands and thousands of people. Like they're responsible for the apocalypse, basically. Yeah, I would rather date Silco. I feel like this isn't even a question. What is happening?
But I think this is the problem, though. Dracula's already in C tier. We're evaluating Silco on its own, right? I mean, like we're not saying in relation to Dracula. I'm saying for me, Silco's just D tier off the bat. You know, if you threw him out there before Dracula, I would have said D tier too. Has nothing to do with Dracula.
Oh my gosh.
Enrique's love of Dracula is what put him in C.
All right. You know what, Enrique? I feel like you have some knowledge of Arcane. You're the least excitable at the moment. Where would you say I will respect your answer? Based off of all the statements made, where do you think Silco should go?
As if this was a list about complex characters, he'd be above Dracula, no doubt. But when it comes to husbandos, he's like C tier behind Dracula without a doubt in my mind.
Well said.
I just once again want to reiterate that Dracula was hurting somebody who was very vulnerable, but whatever.
Again, this is a husbando thing.
Yeah, part of husbando is like if but if Yor was hurting Anya, I'm pretty sure we'd all be like, yeah, she goes pretty low. You know what I'm saying?
Yor is hurting a bunch of people, so everybody.
But not
she's also
Anya.
hurting everybody.
If she's hurting everybody.
Hey, I'm gonna step in here. Okay, let's move on. We've all said our pieces here.
Sorry, Sean, this is D tier.
Dude, Hector's hot. So
he's whiny and pathetic and easily deceived and useless.
Hey, that's true, but he's hot.
Yeah.
And he also has a great voice. And also one of the more interesting characters on Castlevania. I didn't really tune into Castlevania for Trevor necessarily, our main characters, or Alucard. But for Hector, I'd watch for Hector. Hector's a complex man.
Hector is useless. You could borderline take him out of the show, and most events would play out pretty similarly.
But he's interesting. I like Hector. But I respect
a shadow on the wall is interesting.
I like Hector. Hector's great.
I'm being a little bitter. Hector is
being a little bitter. You like Hector.
But he's so pathetic because he's so easily tricked. A woman will come in and be like, oh, Hector, and then he'll start making out with them, and then they're like, hee, I got you. And he's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, tell me how many times does this need to happen?
I think you just made Christy like him more. Keep talking.
I'm aware. Christy, he is hot and dumb, so
yeah,
whatever. All of you debate, and I'll... Christy, where would you place him?
He doesn't have my favorite look because he kind of got that Sephiroth look a bit that I mentioned earlier. I don't like, but the dumb thing does make him go up a bit. So I would say B.
He's very moody. Also, he's very like, oh, I just want to do the right thing, but I can't. So that's your thing.
It's very much not my thing. And it's also not a good quality in a husbando. Indecisiveness and meekness.
Yeah. Not great.
Sean, yeah.
I was just going to say that, maybe he just needs a strong woman to lead him. That's perfectly fine.
Stop it. Don't even try to sway Christy. Sarah, what would you say?
Century.
I also agree with B tier.
I'll take B tier.
Oh my goodness.
I think he probably is B tier. I'm just fighting for not C or D.
I mean, I actually think husbando material. Like, he's just so pathetic that I'm like, yeah, C.
Wow, this is a lot of Hector hate. I feel like your vision's been clouded. You liked Hector. What happened to you?
As a character, I would never want to hook up with Hector.
That's fair.
Unless there's something that you want from him, then it'll be so easy.
Yeah.
That's not what I want in a husbando, though. I want an equal partner, not somebody who just, like, you just barely intellectually nudge him and he collapses. Enrique.
He's gone through a lot, okay?
I say the opposite as we're them two. So this two. Sorry, I'm going with D tier.
You're going D?
No good. Yeah, D. He was dumb. He's a bad husbando vibes. He's definitely an idiot. So D tier for me.
Okay, so D tier from Enrique, 2 B tiers. Sean, where would you place him? You said actually probably B.
I would say B, yeah.
Okay, I said C or D. D was me definitely being bitter, I'll admit. But I would say C. I think looks, he's above Porco Rosso. So I think maybe top of C based off of Enrique's D. I think is that fair?
If we're going for looks, everybody in C should be above Porco. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about looks, though. Okay. Henry Henderson cares about the children. Seems like he might be secretly lethal. Very elegant. I mean, I feel like A tier, personally.
I'm going to say B tier. Not a fan of the ponytail or the long beard where you can't even see his mouth.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Enrique.
I also agree the ponytail is like not a good look for him, but I do love the monocle. So I would say A tier or high B.
Okay. Sarah.
I don't have too many or not too much dislike for the ponytail, but the mustache beard situation. Don't like it. So I'd put him in B probably.
Okay. And what about you, Christy?
Yeah, I think B sounds good because I never honestly actually he didn't even ever come close to a husbando radar for me.
Okay. Are we, man, I still can't believe, I think maybe Sid
Below
goes
Sid.
higher, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
do that.
Okay. All right. My childhood crush, not gonna lie, Auron from Final Fantasy X. Mentor figure. If there was a lady in his life, it would probably be like the person he was always quietly looking out for. He looks out for everybody. He also knows how to get down to business, keep everybody focused. He does what he's got to do. He's awesome. So I think he goes up pretty high. I would say A tier. Probably not S tier because maybe, he could be a little more vulnerable. But I think definitely A tier. Sean, are you going to start giving me a hard time?
No, I think Arn's awesome. He's hot.
Yes.
I would have said actually maybe S or top of A because I feel like Geralt and him could be an S on a good day. I think they're similar characters. They're kind of just like the gruff protector character. And look at that sword and the sunglasses. What a style choice.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I will say, Christy, this character, you could almost say did reluctantly kind of take pretty much his 2 best friends, their children. He kind of took it upon himself to look out for them. So, Christy, hearing that, everything else also, where would you say Auron goes?
I was gonna say A even before you mentioned the children. So
Yay!
The sword is cool.
It's very cool. I've heard that his design is somewhat, if I'm not mistaken, it's like like a fallen samurai. It is like some of the thoughts in his design, which makes sense when you hear about some of his thoughts and relationships with the religion of their world and stuff. Anyway, Sarah.
I also appreciate his big sword. It's pretty cool. So I would say A. Christy.
Okay.
I would say A as well.
Okay. This is dissolving into not so subtle notes
Keep
here.
a family chat.
Enrique.
I also would say A too. I thought he was pretty cool so far in the game. So
Young Aaron was a little bit of a
You're
square.
playing it, aren't you?
Do we put
A
him
little, yeah.
above or below Geralt?
I'd
I'm
say
fine either
above.
or. Yeah, I don't care.
Let's say above.
Yeah,
Geralt's great.
yeah.
I think the only reason we're putting him above Geralt is because he has two childlike not childlike, but they're like as if they're his children. The mentee, there's two, and Geralt only has one. That's the only thing. Okay, next up. As much as I love Cloud, I don't really think he's husbando material. He is beautiful, he is strong, but he is just like a brick wall sometimes when it comes to knowing how to express himself. I know for like there's spoiler reasons why that I can't get into, but I think he should be in B tier as much as I love him. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I would say B tier. He can barely communicate sometimes. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you? Or like just like he doesn't know what's going on ever. Yeah, I don't think he's husbando material.
He's not ready to settle down.
Yeah, no. He's got a lot of life to figure out. So I'd say B.
Enrique, what do you think?
Just by hearing all that, I would say B too. After
He does have a big sword though.
Yeah,
So.
the Buster sword is
so,
as big as him.
high B because of that.
Okay. Sarah.
I was gonna say C, but then you mentioned a sword, so low B maybe.
Okay. And Christy, what do you think?
I was gonna say low B too, because he is a pretty boy, but everything that I have seen about Cloud, he seems like the most boring character ever.
He's secretly fascinating, I feel like. You just can't tell. And by that I mean not his I feel like reveals involving his character are fascinating, but maybe not him. Maybe that is what's fascinating.
Rock great turtlenecks though. I mean,
that's true.
Look at that turtleneck.
Yeah, nice that's true. All right, I don't know if we're ready. Levi.
Dude, Levi's S. If Levi's not S, I don't know who is S. Okay, he's amazing. That's all I have to say.
I think he's S tier, and I think if this were a debate about characters, I would have a pretty hard time. But I did note that I feel like Irwin sometimes loses sight of what is best for everyone. Levi never does, I feel like. At least currently where we are in our viewing of. So yeah, for me, he's for sure S tier, and he might be above Irwin, even though I love Irwin so much. If we're looking at on paper the qualities of a husbando, which I actually still abide by, I would say S tier for sure. Enrique.
Who is he? Where's he from?
He's from Attack on Titan. I don't think you're far enough in to see him at his finest, though.
At his peak. I mean, he has the looks of a good husbando, but other than that, how's his sword? Is he like everyone else, two sword in it?
He is the most lethal person in Attack on Titan.
I'll go with S tier just because of that. Yeah.
Okay.
As y'all know, I love lethal men, so
he does have the look that you like. Yeah. All right, Sarah.
I'm conflicted on this because he has probably my favorite voice in Attack on Titan. It's very nice. but and I do appreciate his fighting skills. But I don't remember too much about him other than he likes to be clean.
That's true. He keeps a clean household.
That is actually a good point. That is a good positive for him.
Yeah,
but
he really likes cleanliness.
Yeah. I would say low A tier, maybe.
Low A. Wow. All right. Christy.
Yeah, I actually don't really have any particular strong feelings about Levi. I feel like it's because I watched and read Attack on Titan as it was releasing and everybody was going crazy over him.
I agree.
So I was just kind of like, you know, when something gets too hyped, you're just like, I don't know.
Oh, so you're just too cool for him. Okay, I see how it is. Just because everyone else loves him. You're like, oh,
But
it's too mainstream.
I do love his voice. He, again, is voiced by one of my favorite Japanese voice actors. Actually, him and Irwin, those two voice actors, they always do projects together, and their characters are always shipped together, and I love it. But yeah, he's like top of A.
Okay. So we had two like absolute S's. We had two A's. Enrique, I'm so sorry. Where'd you said S?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that means at least S. Sadly, Sean, I think he's not going to be as high as we would like.
It's all right.
I kind of feel like Dimitri, though, he doesn't have the prowess. You know, that gives Levi a slight edge, perhaps. Is that okay? And Sarah, are you okay?
Oh, okay.
I feel like we're missing. Isn't
and
there
Levi
a
cleans.
character from
It's very
Assassination Classroom?
Yeah, that's going to be an honorable mention that we'll bring up at the very end.
Darn.
So now, Enrique, I think this is going to be funny. We'll start with Olrugio, but actually Olrugio and Kifri are both the next ones. So, Sean, you love Olrugio. Where would you place him?
I'd say Olrugio is probably B.
Just B, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I'm not like crazy about him. He's cool. Okay, maybe A. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you love Olrugio. What's happening?
Yeah.
Enrique, where would you place Olrugio?
I would place him in A. I loved him. He's really cool.
End, middle, or top?
I would probably put him in the middle.
Okay. Sarah?
I like him a lot, but I would probably put him top of B.
Okay. And Christy, where would you place Olrugio?
You're talking about the black-haired character, right?
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with these characters, but I trust Sarah's judgment based off of all of our other tastes. So I'll say B as well.
Okay.
But he has a goatee that completes.
Are we okay with top of B?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then last, keeping the same image up, would be Kifri. So
D.
Sarah, I'll let you start. Where would you place Kifri?
S tier.
S tier. Okay. Where in S? Top, middle, or end?
Well, in terms of like husbando, I feel like he is doing that already. So it's like you get to see him in that role, in my opinion. So yeah, end of S tier.
End of S. Okay, yeah, Enrique, do you want to repeat what you said?
D. I hate him. He's the worst. He's the terrible husband. He is the worst person. Everything he did to his best friend.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Imagine. No, yeah, don't spoilers. No spoilers.
Hey, what he does, I can never forgive him for what he did. The fact that you put him in S tier is ridiculous. He could do that to you whenever. I don't trust him. I cannot trust him for the life of me. If you
I
said,
would
"Hey,
trust him.
here's
Trust is a big
Quifrey," I'd be
deal.
like, "You know what? No, out of here."
I would trust him
is
around my
thing.
kids
Like,
more than I would trust Dracula around my kids.
well, Dracula didn't do what he did. Of course, he murdered a bunch of people. Yeah, but to betray your best friends, nope, nope. I cannot. I'm putting him D. That's my foot down. That's where I go.
I
With that.
think
This is the most
potentially.
passionate I'll get.
I feel like potentially it's up for debate if we want to call it a betrayal. We don't know all the facts, but potentially maybe crossing a line with your friend isn't as bad as what Dracula does to someone he's related to, but I digress. Sean, where would you put Kifri?
Well, okay. First off, starting superficially, I don't get it this in terms of looks. I think he's a fine-looking young man, but would not say he's particularly hot. You know, he's kind of the same as Hal to me, except that I like Kifri's personality more because he has one. So there's that. He is good with the kids. The thing that Enrique is alluding to, we don't know his motives, but I do feel like a certain person's freedom was taken in that moment, whether it was for good or ill. I don't think it respected that person. So
I think a good way to describe it without giving away spoilers is he didn't trust his friend enough with some information.
Yes. And so for that reason, I think with Enrique bringing up the trust issue, how do you trust a person like that? I want to say C.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do love Kifri. As you said, we don't know his motives. It's part of what makes him a very interesting character. There's a lot of intrigue around him. For me, though, I think he belongs in B tier, perhaps. But I don't know quite where. So, Christy, where would you place this character?
I think B tier sounds about right. Like he is very pretty in that picture. I can see what Sarah sees in him. But I don't know the thing, and you guys have me very paranoid now. Like I don't think I can trust him if I start reading this.
I mean, it's really difficult to get into without getting into spoilers. But you also are like, you're really, you're really like, wait, hold on though. And it's like, it's hard because maybe it's actually super noble or something, or maybe the other character, like it's just so difficult to talk about. So
is that when I took a picture of the panel and sent it to you because I was so like, I was like,
I actually think you did it over something earlier.
Oh,
with that one little boy's, I think it's his grandpa.
I thought it was
mentor. Do you remember?
Oh,
yeah. Or is it just his mentor? The shopkeeper guy.
Yeah.
It was with, that's the first instance of like, wait, hold on. And then later there's another like, okay, well, I think that one definitely, which means the other one probably too. And so yeah, but again, I don't really know why. So with all that said, Sarah, taking into account everybody's thoughts, he probably does go in B tier. Where do you think perhaps he should be placed within B? Don't just say top, don't be biased. Take into account everybody's statements.
Probably the middle.
Okay. Do you think maybe behind Howl or ahead of Howl?
Probably behind.
Behind Howl. Okay. I think that's fair. I think it's fair to put him above Prince Robot. Whoops.
Nah, he deserves behind Prince Robot.
Now, Christy, inform us of this other character. I have to find an image. What is their name again?
Okay. I'll type it in the group chat.
Okay.
I am shocked this is just a honorable mention.
I know, but I was trying to keep it to the same amount. We can still rank them.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when are we gonna get to Kodo Sensei?
But here's the thing. I didn't want them on the list where we could see it the whole time. That's part of why I didn't want. That's part of why I didn't want to include the image. Okay.
Give the viewers a bit of a surprise.
Enrique, I don't know if you're ready. Okay. All right. I'm not sure. I'm going to share.
I'm worried. I'm nervous.
Okay. Here is the character that Christy really wanted to be on this list. Do you want to tell us about this character, Christy?
So he's from a manga / anime called Assassination Classroom. And he is a tentacle alien monster who's threatening to destroy the world. But he has so he gives he gives the world a 1-year time limit. He's like, if you guys can kill me before this year is up, then obviously like he gives them 1 year to try to kill him. But during that year, he proposes that he becomes a teacher for this group of students who go to this like elite school-ish, but they are in like the bottom class. Everyone, like, they're outcasts. Everyone ignores them. Everyone just looks down on them. But he wants to be their teacher, and every character goes through like some kind of character journey, and he helps them through all of their individual problems. And he's just a really, really great mentor figure and teacher for these kids, and helps all of these kids realize their own potential. That's my spiel.
While also plotting the end of the world.
Unless they can kill him. Oh yeah. These. No, he's not. He is not married. Also, these kids, while he's teaching them, he's like, while he's teaching them, these kids are the ones who tried to kill him.
Nice. Definitely, for sure,
Okay.
Husbando vibes.
S
Stop.
tier.
Oh, yeah.
Sean, be a voice of reason.
You know, it doesn't strike me as husbando material. Just hearing it, I like that he's a good teacher and he helps the students. That's great. The plotting the end of the world thing is a little problematic.
But
He also
there's
gives the world a
story
chance.
reasons that get revealed.
Oh, story reasons. Okay. C tier?
I think he sounds like a C tier.
What? But the kids, think of the children.
Yeah, think of the children.
You know what?
Everyone
I was
else
thinking
will
about the
think of the
children with
children.
Sid, and all you were thinking about was Sid's hair. Okay, so
That's true.
But look at his hair. It's amazing.
There is no hair.
Yeah, it's just a hat. Okay. Sarah, I want to hear your thoughts.
I mean, I already said I don't like bald guys.
That's true. And Hector
could have
is.
hair
I think
under
he
that
would look better. Would he look better with hair?
That's true. He probably looks his best bald. I can't imagine him with any hair.
For now, I'm placing him right here. I'm going to see if anything changes.
I didn't expect anything else.
Wait a second. I said C. Christy said S. Enrique says S. L. I'm taking you saying D.
Christy, did you actually say yes? Or excuse me,
I actually
S?
didn't say S. I would actually say A for him.
Okay.
And then Sarah, where did you put yours?
Bald. In the bald tier.
Bald tier.
We're okay. So B.
No,
is
he
for
doesn't
bald.
grow hair anymore. I mean, he sounds kind of like D to me. D or end of C.
I don't think that's what the people want. I heard an S and an A. We gotta
S and
figure
A.
this
Wait, hold
Uh-huh.
on. You heard S and A, and then you heard 2D.
out. I said C.
You said C. Okay, so I think, I mean, hold on. Maybe does it end up based off of that, like, end of B? I feel like it's got to be C if he's plotting the end of the world. Like,
I still
what
know what
about
Sarah's
that?
answer is. What is Sarah's answer? We need to know.
I said D.
Oh, you said D. Okay, okay.
That's what I was saying. We have 2 Ds.
Okay, I see.
It's kind of all over.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Is that
a great manga though? It's a great manga.
It sounds fun. I mean, it feels wrong to have him ahead of Porco Rosso. I feel like Porco should be ahead of him.
But he's not
I
sexist.
think Porco should be at the end.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I should not say anything and we should just leave it like that. Do we think all collectively this is a fair placement?
Sure.
Okay. I will say I think my biggest, like, I so totally disagree. The 2 I think have to be probably Sid and Ashi Taka. I think they both deserve to be higher. Sean, if you had to pick your gripe, what would it be?
My gripe.
Don't just say Ashi Taka should be lower, just to be combative.
I was about to say Ashi Taka should be lower and Hal should be lower. Those are my gripes.
Okay. Enrique, what's your biggest gripe that Dracula's not an S?
Well, I agree to the fact that maybe murdering a bunch of people is not everyone's cup of tea for their loved one. So it might not be the best, for a certain character, but it builds character. Just saying, what he was doing builds character.
Sure.
Without that,
okay,
the event would not have happened. So Dracula should have been a little bit higher, definitely above the pig. And Queefree.
Porco.
Same thing. Sean.
Okay, that's right. And you hate Kifree. Okay, and then Sarah. There was a few I feel like that we hurt you with. Which one would you say is the most?
The most.
I think Hell needs to be higher. I think that one hurt the most.
Okay, I was kind of expecting that. And then Christy, which one hurt you the most?
Well,
Koro Sensei.
I think Koro Sensei hurts, but I understand that you guys just can't see all his appeal because you're just based solely on the way he looks.
Okay, we're definitely not based solely on looks when we have your other character from Mass Effect in the A tier. So
okay, Garrus is hot.
You'll die on that hill.
I will die on that hill.
Well, it has been almost 2.5 hours. I thought, Sean, you really hyped up the amount of thirsting you were going to do, and it feels like you just did a lot of hating.
That's where he got you.
On the characters that I liked, not going to lie, I feel like I didn't hear as much thirsting as you were hyping up. But that's okay. That's okay. This was a lot of fun. At some point, we'll have to get together and do another just pure chaos ranking because I very much enjoyed the chaos that this was. Any final thoughts? Are we good to say farewell? We do have to take our doggy out.
Queefree is the worst.
She was right behind Sean at one point.
Sean let her in. She wasn't here for a while. Now she's at the front. She's ready to go outside. I mean, she can go outside, but she doesn't like going to the bathroom without us with her. So she wants us to go with her. That's what's happening right now.
Okay. Let's not keep Luna waiting.
Yeah. Thank you, friends. Happy anniversary, Husbando.
Happy anniversary, you guys.
You want to show them your shirt, Sean?
Oh!
Dracula would have worn a shirt like that.
You would have. That's a good point.
Yeah.
The flowers behind Sean, I got him those flowers. Those pretty pink flowers were for Sean. Among other things, I got him like ice cream and a cute mug, and it was fun.
What did he get you?
He took me to lunch.
Did he get you flowers too? Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. Thanks everybody for joining. Whoever ends up watching, thanks for hanging out with us for 2.5 hours. And we'll see everybody later. Bye.